Across digital fan communities, fashion pages, and music nostalgia spaces, a noticeable visual trend has begun to re-emerge centered around the early Blackpink era aesthetics. This movement is often described as the pink core aesthetic revival, a style wave that brings back the bold, neon-infused visual identity that defined Blackpink's earlier releases, especially during their breakthrough years. It is not just a simple return to old visuals, but a reinterpretation of a specific cultural moment when K-pop, internet aesthetics, and youth fashion collided in a highly stylized way. With dark pop energy. The aesthetic draws heavily from the visual world that surrounded Blackpink's earlier music videos, stage performances, and promotional images. The contrast between soft pink tones and aggressive, high-energy styling creates a unique visual tension. This combination became iconic during the era of tracks like DD You Do, where luxury fashion, street-inspired outfits, and futuristic sets were blended into a single visual identity that felt both glamorous and rebellious. What makes the pink core revival interesting is that it is not simply about nostalgia. Instead, it reflects how digital aesthetics evolve over time. On platforms like TikTok, Pinterest, and Instagram, users are re-editing older clips, applying pink filters, glitch effects, and Y2K-inspired overlays to recreate the feeling of that era. These edits often emphasize glowing neon lighting, saturated pink skies, metallic textures, and sharp fashion silhouettes. The result is a stylized memory of the past that feels even more dramatic than the original content. This aesthetic movement is closely tied to the broader Y2K revival that has been shaping global fashion trends. The early 2000s inspired visuals, shiny materials, low-rise silhouettes, futuristic accessories, and cyber-pop color schemes have returned to mainstream attention. Blackpink's early visuals naturally fit into this trend because they already contained many Y2K elements. Their styling during that period included bold accessories, structured outfits, and a fusion of Western street fashion with K-pop glamour, making it easy for modern audiences to reinterpret them through a nostalgic lens. Another key element of the pink core aesthetic revival is the emotional tone it carries. Unlike purely soft or romantic aesthetics, pink core blends sweetness with intensity. It often features glowing neon pink lights set against dark backgrounds, creating a sense of drama and empowerment. This emotional duality is part of what made Blackpink's early image so powerful. It was not just cute or feminine, it was confident, sharp, and visually commanding. Fans now revisit this identity as a way to reconnect with that sense of boldness. Social media has played a major role in amplifying this trend. Aesthetic editors and fan pages regularly reconstruct iconic scenes from older music videos using modern editing tools. Slow motion effects, VHS filters, cyber-glitch transitions, and color grading techniques are used to transform familiar visuals into something that feels newly cinematic. Even short clips are reimagined as mood boards or visual stories, often paired with trending sounds or remixes. This constant reinterpretation keeps the aesthetic alive and evolving rather than static. Fashion also plays a significant role in this revival. Pink core styling often includes glossy jackets, metallic fabrics, platform boots, oversized streetwear, and statement accessories. The combination of luxury and street style remains central to the aesthetic identity. Many contemporary fashion influencers draw inspiration from Blackpink's early outfits, blending them with modern minimalism or futuristic elements. The result is a hybrid style that feels both retro and current at the same time. The revival also highlights how K-pop aesthetics influence global visual culture. Blackpink, in particular, has been a major reference point for fashion designers, photographers, and digital creators. Their early era established a visual language that continues to inspire new creative directions. This includes the use of bold branding, high-fashion collaborations, and cinematic storytelling within music videos. As a result, the pink core aesthetic is not just a fan-driven movement but also part of a larger creative ecosystem that connects music, fashion, and digital art. One of the most fascinating aspects of this trend is how it transforms memory into aesthetic experience. Instead of simply remembering a song or an era, fans reconstruct the feeling of that time through visuals. A pink neon filter can instantly trigger associations with specific performances, fashion looks, or emotional moments. This blending of memory and aesthetic design creates a powerful visual world. The resurgence of pink core also reflects a shift in how online communities engage with nostalgia. Rather than looking at the past as something fixed, users actively reshape it. Older Blackpink content is not only preserved but continuously remixed. This remix culture allows each generation of fans to reinterpret the same visuals in new ways, adding layers of meaning over time. The aesthetic becomes a living archive that grows with its audience. Lighting plays a crucial role in defining this aesthetic. Pink neon lights, soft glows, and contrasting shadows are commonly used to create depth and mood. These lighting techniques give images a dreamlike quality, often blurring the line between reality and fantasy. In many edits, the lighting becomes more important than the subject itself, emphasizing atmosphere over detail. This is one reason why the pink core aesthetic feels so immersive and emotionally charged. Another important dimension is the influence of performance visuals. Blackpink's stage presentations during their early years often featured dynamic lighting setups, bold screen graphics, and high-energy choreography. These elements contribute to the cinematic feeling that fans now recreate in edits and visual tributes. The combination of movement, color, and sound creates a multi-sensory aesthetic that translates well into digital reinterpretation. The pink core revival also connects with broader themes of empowerment. The aesthetic is often associated with confidence, independence, and self-expression. The strong visual identity of Blackpink during their DDU era symbolized a powerful image of femininity that was both glamorous and assertive. This balance continues to resonate with audiences who see the aesthetic as more than just visual style, it becomes a form of identity expression. Digital creators have expanded this revival into new formats, including wallpapers, mood boards, short films, and fashion lookbooks. Each format adds a different layer to the aesthetic experience. Wallpapers emphasize color harmony, mood boards focus on thematic cohesion, and short edits bring motion and sound into the mix. Together, they form a complete aesthetic ecosystem that keeps the pink core revival active across platforms. Music also plays a subtle but important role in reinforcing the aesthetic. The beats, synths, and bass-heavy production typical of Blackpink's early songs align with the visual energy of pink core. When paired with nostalgic edits or slowed-down remixes, the music enhances the emotional atmosphere. This synergy between audio and visual elements strengthens the overall impact of the aesthetic revival. The global reach of this trend shows how deeply interconnected digital culture has become. What began as fan-driven appreciation has evolved into a widespread visual language that transcends geographic boundaries. People from different backgrounds engage with the pink core aesthetic not only as fans of Blackpink but also as participants in a shared digital culture that values style, emotion, and creativity. As the aesthetic continues to evolve, it is likely to absorb new influences while still maintaining its core identity. Future reinterpretations may include more experimental editing styles, advanced AI-generated visuals, and hybrid fashion concepts. However, the essence of pink core will remain rooted in its distinctive combination of pink neon glow, dark pop intensity, and Y2K-inspired glamour.